Once touted as a headlining feature on only the highest grade digital video or cinema cameras, log, or logarithmic recording, has become a mainstay on more affordable professional products and more accessible through prosumer products as well. One of the reasons log recording has become so prevalent is that it is often associated with the idea of better image quality. In a nutshell, recording a log picture, profile, or curve preserves more of your image's dynamic range and tonality by redistributing the digital exposure value representations over the entire value set using a preset logarithmic function. Now, if you understood that sentence and the implications, you probably don't need to watch this video. So, for the rest of us who aren't as familiar with the geek language I just spewed forth, what does this mean in plain English? Well, if you want to find out, then hang on to the end of this video, because I'm going to explain everything that you need to know about log format recording so you can use it to improve your shooting. Hi, I'm Jim Costa. I'm a full-time working photographer, video producer, video editor, and technology pro. I want to get going on the topic quickly, but do stick around till the end of this video because I'll tell you about some freebies and training courses I offer to improve your photography, video production, and filmmaking work, and to help grow your business through something known as earned media exposure, which is basically through free advertising. If you like what you see, smash that subscribe button and hit that bell to be notified every time I upload a new video each and every Wednesday. Remember, I welcome your comments, questions, and more on all of my videos. Let's begin by explaining what log recording is. Log recording is very different than raw photo images, for example, but they can be used in a similar way. Log isn't raw, it's video. And it's just a clever way of capturing an image that maximizes the tonal range of your camera sensor. Cameras from Canon, Sony, Panasonic, and ARRI offer a log recording mode, and others do as well. While they are all named differently, such as V-Log, or S-Log, or C-Log, they all have the same purpose: to preserve detail in the captured footage. When using one of these forms of log, the image looks very flat and very desaturated, but it is designed and expected to be color graded in post-production. Next, I need to explain what a flat picture profile is. Dynamic range is the name given to the number of steps between black and white in whatever you are shooting. More dynamic range means more shades of gray between black and white, which in photography, for example, equates to an image which retains more detail in the shadows and the highlights at the same time. For a color image, you have red, green, and blue channels. They all have a range between black and white as well, so it also works for color and not just black and white and gray images. A flat image retains more information in the highlights and the shadows. The shadows are lighter and the highlights are darker, giving you an image which lacks contrast. It looks flat, in other words. Normally, this is unacceptable, but it's fine when recording in log. So, if you are shooting with harsh sunlight and dark shadows in the same frame, a flat picture profile will help the image retain information on both ends of the spectrum, giving you more room to expose both the shadows and the highlights correctly. On most cameras, zebras will tell you when you've gone too far and are about to overexpose. If you are seeing stripes on your monitor, you're capturing nothing but a block of white. No information and no detail at all, which is something that can't be fixed in post. Out of the camera, a flat image or footage looks milky. It lacks contrast and color and doesn't look very cinematic. This is where color grading comes in, because if you shot the image flat, you need to give it some contrast in order to make it pop. But this begs the question, why bother shooting flat if you're just going to put contrast back into the image later on? Well, This is because of the extra information you get in the file. The final image or footage may not present all of that information when initially played back or viewed, but the information is still there if you need it in post-production. Think of it like bonus information at the back of a book. You might not even read it, but it's there if you desperately do need to. Shooting a flat picture comes with extra post-processing work, and you may even need extra equipment to handle the workflow. Log is a very flat picture profile, which retains a lot of contrast information in the image. Log is so flat, it can become difficult to properly judge a shot because you are looking at something which looks so milky and lacking in color. In this instance, an external monitor will help. With an external monitor, you can adjust the settings to simulate a graded, contrast-heavy image and use it as a shooting reference while capturing flat footage in camera. On higher-end monitors, you can install LUTs, or lookup tables, which are fancy image filters that give you a range of cool and colorful styles. Pick something which you think suits your film and use it as a guide when capturing a flat image. LUTs compensate for the log recording and present a picture that's not washed out. You still have to process the footage, however. You may also find that log profiles will increase the minimum available ISO, so in order to expose correctly in bright light, you need a neutral density filter if you want to keep a 1/50th shutter speed and a fairly shallow depth of field. Now, here is a log recording reality check. While log recording grants more flexibility, it is not without its caveats. Yes, log footage is flexible, but that fact does not endow you with the freedom to be lazy and not check your exposure. On the contrary, you have to be even more careful with your exposure, especially if you're checking it on an uncorrected monitor. A monitor that supports LUTs can be invaluable on set when shooting log footage. It will keep your exposures consistent. Monitors with scopes, such as waveforms and histograms, are also handy in these situations as they allow you to accurately assess clipping, highlights, and proper exposure. While I touched on the subject to a degree, it doesn't hurt to reiterate that anything recorded in log will require a grading step in post-production for the footage to be presentable. Now, to bring it all home, log recording is a major boon for us filmmakers because it grants the flexibility we require to put the best possible footage in our motion pictures, because log helps us maximize the data that is recorded and makes creating that cinematic look much more obtainable. Sure, it requires a little extra effort during production and in post-production, but hey, sometimes a little extra effort gets you that much closer to the art form that you are practicing and makes it much more your own. Log is all about choices down the line, so go ahead, grab your camera, and give log recording a whirl. Now, if you'd like to learn more about a related topic known as log profiles, then check out the companion video I did on explaining what they are. I'll link to that in the video description below so you can watch it after watching this video and you can learn even more. If this is making sense to you, but I've got it in the comments section below. My question of the day is, have you ever shot in log? Leave a comment below and let us know. If you found the information in this video useful, I'd like to hear about it from you. If you liked it and want to see more videos like this, then follow my YouTube channel, Jim Costa Films. If you think what you saw was great, please do like it. If you have an opinion, feel free to comment below. If you know someone who could benefit from the information that I provided, please share the video. You can connect with me and my company, Jim Costa Films, on social media and online, on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, LinkedIn, and the web by searching for Jim Costa Films. In fact, I currently have over 4,600 videos on my YouTube channel, Jim Costa Films, so feel free to check out many of my other videos for great tips and suggestions. Thank you for sticking around this long. I mentioned at the beginning about some freebies and training. As a professional video producer and photographer, I've created an absolutely free cheat sheet for you on all the best camera settings to shoot with your DSLR, mirrorless, or video camera that will show you the settings that will allow your photos, and particularly your videos, to shine and stand out from the competition. The link to get that cheat sheet is just below in the video description. Best of all, my cheat sheet specializes in shooting video with any type of camera. In it, you'll find all the info you need on important video techniques such as white balance, color temperature, frame rates, and more. Now, I'm also affiliated with Christina Nicholson, a fellow media veteran like myself who helps businesses and entrepreneurs reach tons of their ideal customers or clients through the power of media without spending big bucks on advertising. I've worked with Christina and used her advice and training successfully, so I know from first-hand experience that it worked great. The program Christina and I are now offering is called the Media Mentoring Program, and it will help you to take advantage of mainstream media so you can stand out from the competition, because that's not something everyone has access to. Best of all, unlike paid ads and sponsorships, you can gain lots of exposure and credibility to become the go-to brand everyone talks about and wants to do business with without spending a fortune on advertising, because the program is geared to get you free advertising. I'll link to those cheat sheets in the description below as well. There's videos as well as links to get more information. You can help to support my channel by purchasing my training courses, requesting my free downloads, or by hiring me to shoot and edit for you. Remember, I've also done other videos on filmmaking and video production, and I'll link to those in the description below as well. Finally, if you follow me for a while now, you know that I have a private community of photographers, videographers, and filmmakers, just like you, on Facebook, where I share other pro tips and tricks. It's called Video Producers and Content Creators. I love new members who want to share their work, learn from others, and also help others based on their own skills and experiences. The group is private and only for people in the filmmaking, video production, and photography industries that I personally work in myself. It's not a public group like my business Facebook page that I talked about earlier. That's public and anyone can see that because I want them to find it and hire me to work for them. You'll find a link to that group in the description below as well, so feel free to join it where you can learn even more.